What's up? In this video, we're going to go over why one tiny typo can kill your ChatGPT rankings and NAP consistency explained. So starting off, let's jump right into what is NAP. Now, it's a term you're going to hear thrown around a lot today, and it simply means your name, your address, and your phone. So we refer to it as NAP just for simplicity, but you need your name, address, and phone to be consistent, or you will tank your ChatGPT rankings. So let's jump into the why and then how you can do this. So your business has a fingerprint and AI uses it to decide if you are real. AI doesn't trust businesses, it has to verify them first. Now this makes sense because AI only wants to recommend the best to the user, because if it recommends something bad, it looks bad for that AI's platform and people will stop using it. So your NAP, your name, address, and phone, is how AI confirms you're a single legitimate entity. This is why it becomes so important. So why it matters to ChatGPT, like we said, it's how AI verifies a business exists. So it cross-references thousands of sources. It matches name, address, and phone, otherwise known as your NAP, and it looks for consistency patterns. So if humans Google you once, AI Googles you 1,000 times, because not only is it researching multiple different sources, like 15 sources per search before it gives a result, it's searching when people aren't prompting it and asking it to go find things. It's trying to build a backlog of the top businesses in whatever industry, which is why this is so key. So what AI thinks when NAP is inconsistent? AI will assume when your NAP doesn't match that there are two different businesses, that this information is outdated, that this business isn't maintained, that someone is trying to manipulate rankings. Now AI won't penalize you, it just stops recommending you. So basically, if your NAP isn't consistent, that means you get no rankings on ChatGPT, simply put. So what perfectly consistent actually means? So perfect means character for character. Now, it's as naive as you think it is. AI doesn't understand abbreviations, it compares strings. So the wrong way to spell street would be to have two different spellings of street. Same with sweet, same with this version of sweet. So you want it to be the exact same formatting, the exact same punctuation, and the exact same spacing. What this does is it tells AI, okay, the NAP is consistent. Now, name consistency failures. Your name is not flexible. So titles, credentials, branding fluff, they all confuse AI identity matching. So if you're John's Dental Care, you're not John's Dental Care DDS, you're not Dr. John's Dental Care. Think of how many times you go on Apple Maps and see businesses that will be like John's Dental Care DDS, and then you look up their website and it says John's Dental Care. You look at their Facebook and it's Dr. John's Dental Care. That's where this is all wrong. Across all platforms, it just needs to say John's Dental Care. Because then AI sees this and goes, okay, this is the same business that's attached to that website, that's attached to that Google business profile, that's attached to that Yelp. It's all consistent. This is where NAP consistency comes into play. Now, phone number consistency failures. Your same number does not mean it's the same format. AI doesn't normalize phone numbers unless you force it to. So the wrong format would be having three different structures, whether this is on your Google business profile, this one's on your Facebook, and then the bottom one's on your Yelp. Okay? Well, this means you won't be ranked. Versus if you just take the same exact number. Now, if you look, this is legitimately the same number. It's just all three sources are using this format. Now, you're going to have way more than three sources, but this is just for time's sake and to show you they all need to look like this, because this will pass through AI. Now, before we get into the multi-location trap, if you see this and you're like, this is interesting, but I don't have the time or the know how to do this, that's why we have Advera. So Advera is our company that we do this done for you. We help you rank. We cover all the 7 steps you need to rank #1 on ChatGPT in your business. If that interests you, there'll be a link right down below. You click, you can book a meeting with us. But moving on, the multi-location trap. So why serving multiple cities fails AI? So one business, one Google business profile, one phone number, and multiple cities mentioned. Humans understand service areas. AI understands entities. So, well, that doesn't work. But this is the part that's going to basically ruin everything. So all three of these technically are fine if you were under one single service area. But because you have multiple, as you'll see in a second, it causes issues. So the correct multi-location setup. AI wants one entity per location, no overlap. So let's say you have two different med spas, both called Radiant Med Spa, and you have a location in Raleigh and one in Durham. Obviously, if you have more than two locations, you're going to just expect all of your locations are listed here. So for your Google business profile, you would need Radiant Med Spa Raleigh and Radiant Med Spa Durham, both of those. So you have two separate Google business profiles. You would have two separate addresses, just like if you already do. A lot of businesses will have commas in their Google business profile, indicating they have multiple locations. AI won't rank you if you do that. And then you need a unique phone number for each location, so one for Raleigh, one for Durham. And this is the part that a lot of people, they hear all this and they don't understand this part. Your website can be the same URL, so it can be radiantmedspa.com. This slash indicating a new page is enough for AI to recognize you're the same business, but you have multiple locations under two different entities. Now, like I said, if you have 30 locations, it's still the same process. Now, why this works for ChatGPT, AI sees two clean entities, not one messy one. There's a clear identity per city, there's a clear authority per location, and there's a higher confidence recommendation. So it can look at, okay, not only do they have their Google business profile for each, they have an address for each, they have a phone for each, they have a separate URL page for each. This looks like two valid locations. Someone in Durham asked for a bed spa. I'm going to recommend this business because everything is adding up to say it's a legitimate business. So the NAP audit map. So where NAP hides and breaks, and one old email signature can break AI's trust. This is why this is so important to understand and to fix, because once you fix it once, it's just a routine maintenance to go in when you start a new platform and use your NAP that's going to be your solid state NAP that we're going to go over at the end. So core platforms are going to be your Google business profile, your Facebook, your Yelp, your website, so your footer, your contact, and your about. These are first. You need to fix these first of all because they hold the most weight when AI is looking to rank you on ChatGPT. So if these aren't consistent, just pause the video right now, go fix them, make them all consistent. Then you want to fix your directories, so your Yellow Pages, your Bing Places, your Apple Maps, your Better Business Bureau, your Chamber of Commerce. These then, they all need to be consistent. So you might have to reach out to certain people on your technical team to get these to all be consistent. That's why we do it done for you, because it does take time to go back in and find all of the areas where your NAP is inconsistent. So you have to do this audit. Now, the other places that most miss these are your email signatures, your social bios, your ads, your press releases, and your blog author bios. So if it's a press release or blog author bio, you may not have access to change that. So then you have to reach out to the publishing company and you have to say, hey, can we get this confirmed and changed? And they will do it. You just have to explain to them why you're doing it. So continuing on, your master NAP format. This is key. Your single source of truth. So you want to have one exact legal name or doing business as name. Write it down. Put it in a notes app or whatever. Have that be the name you use for everything. Give it to any managers on your team that will create accounts for you in the future. Definitely marketing departments. Say, hey, this is our name. We go by this. Your address. So have your address written down on that same sheet. Same with your phone number. And the formatting is key. So this becomes the law. Everything else conforms. So if you can have all three of these on a sheet of paper in a file that everyone on your team can access, that will reduce anything from being inconsistent. It will still happen. That's why you audit it to make sure it's not happening. But you need to work to make sure it's consistent in order to get ranked. Now, update priority. Fix these in this exact order, because if you tried to fix all of them, it'd be so much that you probably wouldn't get much done. So start with your Google business profile, then your website, then Facebook, and those are really start with those three. Obviously, there's three more. You really want to nail these three down because they hold the most weight. And then your major review platforms, your directories, and social media. The social media one will take you the longest because you have to look through not only your post, but tagged posts. Tagged posts is key because if you don't look through posts you're tagged, you don't want AI just looking and finding a tagged post you're in and thinking that's it and then saying, wait, this isn't consistent with their Google business profile address or phone number or business name. So you also have to remember, ChatGPT uses 15 sources every time it pulls something. So if it uses social media as one of those sources, you're kind of screwed if your address is different than your Google Business Profile address and vice versa. So AI weights sources differently. Fix the heaviest ones. Oh, that line's terrible. AI weights sources differently. Fix the heaviest ones first. So duplicates and ghost listings, so these are hidden ranking killers that a lot of people don't notice, is old addresses. So addresses on platforms that they haven't used for a while that have old addresses. Duplicate Google Business Profiles. You would be shocked how many people have multiple Google Business Profiles and don't even notice it. And then old phone numbers. Once again, for these two, if you're not using the platform they're on for a while, it's hard to remember they're there. That's why this audit can take some time. For our clients, it usually takes a few days of our team going fully in depth, just scanning this business on top of what they've already told us they use. So we're looking for anything they could have missed. We're like, hey, you have this account. They're like, oh, I forgot about that. That's where the NAP comes, and it can kill your ranking. So you want to claim everything that you're doing, every platform you're on, every social media post, every blog post that you're mentioned in. Claim all of them, put them in an Excel sheet. So you just have a simple sheet. Obviously, you know what an Excel sheet looks like, but put them here, and then put what the name, what the address, what the phone number is, and then you'll see where the gaps are that you need to fix because you'll already have your master NAP format. And so then you're going to plug that in. So then you want to delete the old stuff and update it with the new master NAP format. So if AI sees two versions of you, it trusts neither. That's why this is key. So you want your NAP format to be set in stone. So once you have it, this is the rule. The whole company follows it. That's your NAP. So the schema markup connection, how your website tells AI the official NAP. This is a part that a lot of people that might get all of this right, they might have their master NAP. They might forget to do the easiest, arguably, part, which is telling your website schema, this is your new name, address, and phone number. So once you have that NAP format, you need to go to your schema markup, which is your authoritative source, reinforce that master NAP, and it overrides external confusion. So if your Google Business Profile, Facebook, Yelp, Better Business Bureau, Chamber of Commerce, if all those records have your address, name, and phone say one thing, and your website schema that you own and you code says something differently, it's going to get confused and it's not going to recommend you. So this is where technical SEO meets AI trust. A lot of times when we tell our clients, hey, we're doing this done for you, they get the most excited about schema markup because for some reason it scares people. Maybe it's just I've been in the field a while, so I understand it, but that's neither here nor there. Here's the 30-day execution plan. So how to actually do this. So the first week, you want to audit and choose your master NAP. So this is good to give to someone on your marketing team if you want them to do it for you. Basically say, hey, I want you to go through every platform we use, every blog post we're mentioned in, every social media post we've been mentioned in. I want you to find what every name, address, and phone is, put it in an Excel sheet, and then you're going to say, here's what our name is, here's what our address is, here's what our phone is. And then you're going to fix the top 10 listings. So the ones that hold the most weight that we went over, where is it? Right here. Your Google Business Profile, website, and Facebook, make those top the list. The rest just need to be fixed. So fix the top 10 listings in week 2, and then fix remaining platforms week 3. Week 4, go through and make sure, hey, there's no duplicates throughout this whole process. So you're ongoing, and this is key because you would hate to get it right one time and then in the future mess it up and have to do this all over again. For new platforms, use your same master name, address, and phone. So re-audit every 6 months. This is just to be safe. I re-audit my clients every month. So this is just to make sure you're on the safe side and you're ranking number 1 on ChatGPT. So now reviewing this, because I've gone through this rather quick, basically all of this is summed up to say, your name, address, and phone number need to be consistent. They need to be set in stone. And if they're not, you will not be recommended. But it's a very easy fix, as we saw here. There's multiple different steps. But if you follow the steps in this guide and in this timeline, it's a very easy fix. So now once again, I'd say start with this. It's going to be your guide to start. The NAP consistency, we've gone over why it's important. I'd like to reiterate that if you see this and you say, okay, this would be good for my business, I don't have the time to do it, I don't feel comfortable doing it, even if you just want to bounce ideas off what it would look like for your business. There's going to be a link down below that's going to take you to this calendar booking page. You can book a time with my team. We can see if we can help you do this process. But I hope this video was helpful and helped you can clear up your name, address, and phone number across all platforms on the internet so you can rank #1 on ChatGPT. Comment down below if you have any questions.